We often talk about addiction as this disease that needs to be managed, right? But what if the real path to getting better isn't about control at all, but about confrontation? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty incredible journey, one that steps away from traditional rehab to find healing through some ancient and, yeah, often controversial plant medicines.
And this isn't some abstract idea. This is what rock bottom sounds like. What's so powerful about this quote is that it frames a 3-year heroin addiction not just as this period of intense suffering, but as a chance to learn humility. A lesson that, for this person, the conventional ways just couldn't teach. This is the starting point, the moment that sparked the search for a totally different kind of answer.
So, here's the roadmap for our explainer. First, we'll get real about the cycle of addiction and why it's so hard to break. Then, we're going to explore some of these unconventional tools, plants like Kratom and certain psychedelics that offered a way out. And finally, we'll look at why the how you do it, the ritual, is just as important as the what, and what this all means for how we think about recovery.
All right, so let's just start with the reality of addiction. For so many people, this whole journey doesn't start with chasing a high. It starts with a desperate search for relief from pain, whether it's physical or deep down emotional. And as we're about to see, that search can trap you in a cycle that feels absolutely impossible to escape.
And there it is, that spiral in action. It starts with something as simple as a prescription for pain, but it can quickly twist into a dependency that just takes over everything. Those repeated trips to rehab, they're not just part of the story. They're proof that the system is often just treating the symptoms, while the real source of the pain, the root cause, is never even touched.
Okay, so if the standard clinical approach isn't working for everyone, what's the alternative? This is where the path takes a really unconventional turn. The answer, for the people in our source materials, wasn't found in another pharmacy or another prescription, but in turning back to ancient plant-based traditions for real healing.
This slide just lays it out so clearly, the two mindsets, side by side. On the left, you have the cycle of just trying to manage a disease, a cycle that's so often defined by shame and those revolving doors of rehab. But on the right, well, that's a total paradigm shift. It's an active, intentional journey. The goal isn't just to stop using something, it's to directly confront the trauma, using plants and community as these really powerful tools for healing.
So the first unconventional tool we come across is a plant called Kratom, and it's often used not as the final destination, but as this really critical tool for transition, a way to manage the absolutely brutal physical fight of withdrawal from more dangerous opioids.
And it's so important to understand, Kratom isn't some new designer drug cooked up in a lab. No, it's a tree. It's native to Southeast Asia, and it has a history of traditional use going back thousands of years. It's really only new because Western science is finally starting to pay attention.
And people use it for a whole host of things. The sources describe everything from back pain to anxiety. But its most powerful role in this story is as a tool for harm reduction. It helps people get through the agony of opiate withdrawal, basically building a bridge away from the very substances that were causing the problem in the first place.
I just love this description. It tickles the receptors. The idea is that instead of hijacking your brain like heroin does, it gives just enough relief to get you through the withdrawal without stopping your body's own natural healing process. And for the person who said this, it wasn't just a substitute, it was a better experience than any pill they'd ever been prescribed.
But Kratom is just the bridge, It helps with the physical battle. To actually heal the root trauma, the why behind the addiction, the sources describe turning to a much, much more powerful set of tools, psychedelics.
And this is the whole pivot point. What if you're not really fighting a physical craving? What if what you're really doing is running from some deep, painful trauma? When you think about it that way, it reframes the entire problem. To truly heal, you can't just manage the symptoms anymore, you have to go right to the source of the pain.
And this is why they turned to something as incredibly powerful as ibogaine. Listen to that language. This is not about having a good trip. It's about actively seeking a direct confrontation with the worst parts of yourself. It's a conscious and, frankly, a really courageous choice to just stop running and finally face those demons head on.
And this is what makes a substance like ibogaine so potent for this kind of work. It has this incredible 2-for-1 action. It physically helps reset the brain by wiping out withdrawal symptoms, while at the same time opening this door to intense psychological exploration. It's not an escape. It's a tool for a direct, unflinching look at your own past. But, and this is a huge but, You can't just take something this powerful in your living room and hope for the best. The sources are crystal clear on this. For an experience like this to be healing instead of just, well, harmful, it needs a container. It needs structure. It needs intention. And that is the power of ritual.
This ritual, this container, it's a meticulously designed process. It's not just about the experience itself. It starts way before, with preparation and setting a clear intention. It helps you manage the experience through surrender. And so crucially, it includes grounding and integration afterwards to help you make sense of it all and actually apply those lessons to your real, everyday life. Every single step is designed to create a safe and transformative journey.
So, what happens when you put all of this together? Well, you arrive at a completely new way of thinking about recovery itself, one that's maybe less about individual willpower and way more about healing as part of a community.
This new model of recovery, it's kind of like a tree, right? The roots are that deep confrontational work with trauma. The trunk is the strong container of the ceremony and the community holding you up. And the branches, that's the integration, the ongoing process of weaving these lessons into your life. It completely reframes these powerful plants, not as an escape, but as tools to help you actually grow.
And so we're left with this really big question. As we face this thoroughly modern crisis of addiction, could the most effective solution not be in a new pill, but in rediscovering ancient wisdom? This journey suggests that maybe, just maybe, the future of healing requires us to look back and to reconnect with the power of plants, ritual, and community.